morning. We are the University of Costa Rica team. Our IQ is named MIC6, which stands for mining bacteria. In order to achieve the establishment of a sustainable habitat in outer space is fundamental the extraction of minerals in situ, as this allows exploration without the need of carrying all those heavy materials to the space, and is fundamental for meeting increasing mineral needs of industries or minerals. This can be achieved through geomining, that is a process that is non-invasive and also it is more cost-effective than the other normal or conventional methods of geomining, of mining that are used on Earth. For example, there are some countries that uses this method, like Chile, for the extraction of gold, and its benefits over normal mining are rentability, also safe temperature and pressure, and easy technology. The name of our project is Classification of Metal Extraction by Geomining Processes of Bacteria of the genus Bacillus under microbiologic conditions. And this can generate the information necessary for the establishment of this space biomining in the future. Based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, our mission achieves industry, innovation, and infrastructure because this is an alternative to obtain the needed materials for a mission without carrying all those materials, and also is an alternative when a sudden necessity of the mission is required. Affordable and clean energy using materials in abundance in these unexplored territories and generating close to no waste, and sustainable cities and communities, because as we are using materials that are in large amounts in these territories and producing little waste, these will facilitate missions and establishment of these colonies in places far away from the human race's main home. Our mission objectives are the development of a method to study the geomining processes of bacteria in the space, in microbiologic conditions, the quantification of the metal extraction from substrates of two Bacillus species, the analysis of the data based in the measurement of carbon dioxide concentration produced by the bacteria as a secondary metabolism of the bacteria, and compare the biomining rate in different conditions, for example, using two bacteria or using different substrates. The experimental concept and setup. The concept is using Bacillus species to evaluate its ability to perform biomining activity under microbiologic conditions through the ice cube service. Also, the measurement will be by the concentration of the carbon dioxide produced by this bacteria as a secondary product of its metabolism during the biomining process. The telemetry packets will be sent to Earth, each packet per hour. And we are going to use microfluidic chips, where the medium reaches the chamber through the difference of pressure, and when the carbon dioxide is produced, it will be collected in the carbon dioxide outlet. The key performance parameters of the mission are: once the ice cube reaches the ISS, the pump passes the culture medium from the reservoir of the medium to the chamber where are the bacteria. These bacteria will recover from the space flight and then will produce biomining and agrofilm. And then the temperature sensors will control the microenvironment of the place. And when the bacteria produces the carbon dioxide, it will be measured by a sensor, and all information obtained of this mission is sent to Earth for the respective analysis here. Okay, the selection of the bacterial species. We select Bacillus subtilis and Bacillus humilus. This is because the German TRBA 466 classifies this bacteria as in a risk group 1, that is the lowest risk of pathogenicity, and that's important because we don't want to kill the astronauts in the mission. Also, These bacteria grew to survive the adverse conditions of space with high resistance. And these bacteria, these two species of bacteria, in anaerobic conditions has proven to produce biomimicry. This is because the bacteria took the minerals, for example iron and manganese, and uses it as a final alternative electron acceptor, and the metals are reduced when the electrons reaches the mineral and passes from solid to the medium in a solubilized. And in this process, the carbon dioxide is released as a secondary product. Also, it's important to notice that these bacteria grow in conditions that are safe temperature, safe pH, all the safe culture, the medium, the ingredients of the medium are very safe. And well, this selection of the culture medium, as I said before, the composition is not hazardous and is ideal for these bacteria, these strains of bacteria. Also, the higher recovery rates are obtained with this medium. And previous studies used this medium to do the space experimentation of my mind. The selection of the substrate, we select to use basalt and andesite rock that, as you can see, they have like minerals of interest from some industries, for example, iron, aluminium, also manganese, and these type of rocks are in the surface of planets like the Moon and Mars. We performed some preliminary experiments in Costa Rica using the strain of Bacillus subtilis ATCC 6633 provided by the Faculty of Microbiology of the University of Costa Rica. And we performed these experiments. We have two conditions, the anaerobic condition and aerobic condition. And as you can see here, we use different amounts of basalt, that is the rock that we are testing. We obtained some results, like the formation of some lumps in the lower part of the tubes. And we thought that this could be a biofilm formation, and we searched in the internet and we obtained this, that the external iron in the microenvironment influenced by film formation in Bacillus subtilis, and it's needed for this bacteria to acquire the iron in the medium and growth normal. Also, we took a sample of the biofilm and we see it under the microscope and we see spores and mobile bacilli. And this significates that the bacteria remain viable even if we culture it for 15 days. That was the time of the experiment. Also, we did a measurement of the ions by atomic absorption spectroscopy, and we can see that there was no detection of soluble manganese, but with the iron, we can see that there was detection in the tubes that have basalt. And we are carrying out another experimentation that is like the same bacteria, the same medium, the same growth conditions, but the difference here is that we're adding a dart to immobilize the basalt in the tubes to can simulate the microchip environment, because we are going to immobilize the basalt in the microchips in the surface, and we are going to see the results the next week.
After the overview of mission, I want to tell you about the engineering airport here. So for the framework and the electrical part, we have the four experimental plates. They each have a 10% teracycle and a CO2 segment. Those sensors send the data to the single board computer, and the single board computer sends it to the ground station. Also, the 10% measurement sends to the microcontroller, which controls the heater to be able to maintain constant the temperature in the chip. And the microcontroller also controls the servo motor valve that opens up the the reservoir with the medium for the microfluidic chips. Now I'll label in more detail. The single board computer and the microcontrollers are in a single chip, and it's a Raspberry Pi with a Linux runtime operating system. It records the data and it's on the communication with the ground base. And the microcontrollers control the algorithms for the actuators and the sensor systems. Now, the temperature control first we integrate in a microfilm the temperature sensor and the heaters, and then we included it in the microfluidic chip via photolithography. For the media transport, we use the turbo motor that opens up about 90 degrees and then closes to 90 degrees to be able to let the medium pass to the microfluidic chips via different pressure. Now, for the CO2 measurements, we have 4 sensors in each microfluidic chip to be able to have data singularly. So then we can compare each of them. The CO2 measurements and the production of iron, this correlation will be done on Earth. Other measurements will be done, the magnetic field, the humidity and pressure sensors will be there as well in the integrated framework. For the power consumption, we have nominal power at 2.5 watts, peak power at 4.1 watts. So this is great because the maximum power is 10 watts and we have a quarter of that. We don't include here the motor because it's not single use, only at the first time of experiment. We use it for opening up the medium to microfluidic chips. Now we have a two-way communication between Earth and Cube. The uplink is for control the motor and the single board computer, and the downlink is for the data. We also, with the TCP protocol and the IP address provided by the service, we can take directly the data through the SFTP in order to avoid any data. So for the mechanical system part, this is the arcade design. It provides the access to the cube and it made with 3 main assemblies. The experimental framework is there and it contains experimental plates. The experimental framework goes inside the cube and in the picture here. The stress analysis, we use the fatigue, we analyze the fatigue and the random vibrations provided in the launch phase to see how it affects the cube, and the dry question marks were less than 600 grams. So we did a model analysis where we obtained the substep configuration. We did the substep configuration of the cube, which means that it's surrounded by storage foam in the rocket, and we obtained the main natural modes and the mass participation factor, which is a way to see how much energy the mode has. After this, we could obtain the 3 dominant modes and the mass participation factor to obtain the volumetric stresses. We did a static analysis with the element method to see how the structure holds. So after this, we realized that none of the combination of the forces were with the margin of safety less than 0, so the structure wouldn't fail. But the stresses were mostly only on the bolts, but they were never higher than the critical stresses from the material. So they were so there we validated the design and the material we used. For the first convection inside the ISS, we did a element simulation, so we can see how the air from the ISS affects the single board computer. We put a 16 meters per second air, and the equilibrium temperature is around 13 degrees higher than surrounding temperature after it turns on the tube in the ISS. This is for 10 watts, which was the critical power consumption, but since we have less, the difference in temperature will be even less. So for concept operations, we already said that we have the medium, we inject the medium in the chip, and then we, after 2 hours, repeat the
Please wrap up.
Okay, then we do the analysis in University of Costa Rica. The automation cost is $1,600. It's $1,000. This is our implementation part. This is our submission at 2021. And this is our risk table. Thank you so much. And this is our people who help us. And we will take questions.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, have you done analysis to see whether your experiment, your bacteria will survive the launch environment, as well as the delivery to the space station, because it will take a couple of days. It's launched when you arrive at the space station and then install it inside the space station.
We will send the bacteria in the form of endospores that are very resistant to the pressure, to temperature, to all the conditions. And there's only one thing, is the UV radiation, but this will be inside you, so it will affect. And when the bacteria is in the ISS, the medium reaches the bacteria in the form of spores. So the spores like open and the bacteria is out.
And temperature-wise, because you don't have control of the temperature from the launch until you arrive at the space station, are you going to do temperature control on your experiment, or is it controlled by the provider, by ISP?
Yes, thank you for the question. We designed a temperature control dedicated for each of the 4 chips of the experiments. Each of them has a closed loop made by the microcontrollers and has integrated temperature sensors distributed throughout the chip and heaters in order to maintain a temperature of 37 degrees, which is the optimal for the bacteria, although it can vary in a range of 10 degrees, and it is absolutely safe for the bacteria respiration.
Yeah, I know when you're on the space station, you start your experiment, then you can control the temperature. Your system will be switched on. But from the launch until the time, a couple of days later, when you arrive at the space station, you will be switched off. So you will not have any power to control your own temperature. How are you going to survive?
The bacteria in the spores are very resistant to all the conditions, the cold, the heat, and all of that.
What is the temperature range? Can it go down to minus 50 degrees?
For example, the bacteria Bacillus is used in ovens. It's a control in the ovens and in the industries for like control. So when you want to see if something is sterilized, you put the bacteria, because that bacteria Bacillus is very resistant. So if you kill that bacteria, you know that you killed all of the other bacteria. So the bacteria is very resistant.
So they're resistant to high temperatures, but not necessarily to very cold temperatures.
No, for all.
Cold as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's never going to get that cold. If you're going out in a dragon capsule, you're not going to be outside.
So I want them to...
While I'm talking, I have a question. What I didn't see was evidence of any levels of containment. Okay, so you have this, supposedly safe bacteria inside there, going through these microfluidic channels, and you're blowing air effectively into it. But there seems to be, as far as I can see, nothing to stop the bacteria getting out. Not one, typically I would expect maybe 2 layers of containment. And I didn't see signs of even 1 layer of containment. So that won't get past the flight safety review.
Yeah, we control the bacteria containment through the microfluidic chips. So we move a fluid in the chips through pressure differences. So That way we control the position the material is in the chip and any other substances in there.
Do you have a physical barrier, okay, between that and the space station? That's pretty key, because if you don't have a physical barrier, okay, the stuff can get out.
It is sealed.
So the fluidic chips are sealed.
Yeah.
So you've got one layer of containment there, and then we typically expect the second layer of containment in case the first layer of containment goes. I know because I've been through this myself. That's helpful. So you probably need at least one more layer of containment. And also, I don't think you need those little bits that you have on the cube where it goes down to the surface, but that's just a heated your space. That's another side factor. Follow up.
Yeah, I think we will need to do a lead toxicity assessment and then based on that determine the level of containment to be. I was curious on two aspects maybe. So your ground experiment was for 15 days. The mission that you indicated in space for 4 months. Is there a point in time that you expect or that you could think that your substrates get depleted or your bacteria are not viable anymore?
Yeah, we are going to extend the mission for months to see the growth curve of the material. Maybe the material will die before or later, we don't know. But this is part of the experiment to see how it behaves in the space of these conditions.
Okay, thank you. My other curiosity was what drove you to use microfluidic chips instead of, for example, a container or any other way to think.
We chose using microfluidic chips because of the space and because it reduces the mass of the experiment. And also we contacted some professors that had experience in the field and were able to guide us with the design and how to build the chips. So it seemed better for us to manage the experiments that way.
Okay, thank you very much.